The effects of mercury-laden fillings are one of the top contributing causes of mercury poisoning. This can cause a wide range of problems, including hypothyroidism, tremors, insomnia, headaches, nerve damage, kidney problems, and respiratory failure. Other possible sources of contamination are from the environment, tin food, certain fish. Usually the bigger fish, the higher up the food chain, the more mercury it contains, such as tuna. Other controversial sources of contamination are said to be from vaccinations. One problem can be, as mercury accumulates in the brain, a doctor testing your levels with urine analysis can fail to detect any long-term or chronic toxicity, as the mercury is lodged in the body and it's not freely passing through the urine, as would happen from a sudden high-dose toxic exposure. Some of the signs and symptoms of heavy metal poisoning are depression, dementia, insomnia, chronic fatigue, poor recovery from a workout, poor memory and learning, digestive issues like IBS, skin irritation, and autoimmune diseases. The significance of neuropsychiatric symptoms of mercury poisoning, such as insomnia, excessive dreaming, fatigue, weakness, memory loss, irritability, and feeling easily overwhelmed, may be easily missed by psychiatrists, as these symptoms can easily be confused with general neurotic or somatization problems. Some benefits of detoxifying mercury are improvements in mental performance, reduced free radical damage, energy levels are boosted, improved skin health, enhanced immunity, better digestive function, and weight loss due to enhanced metabolism from a better thyroid function. Glutathione is involved in the disposal of peroxides by brain cells and in the protection against reactive oxygen species. In co-culture astroglial cells, it protects other neural cell types against the toxicity of various compounds. The broad role of these astroglial cells is to maintain brain homeostasis and neuronal metabolism. Glutathione, as both a carrier of mercury and an antioxidant, has three specific roles in protecting the body from the mercury toxicity. Firstly, glutathione specifically binds with metal mercury. It forms a complex that prevents the mercury from binding to cellular proteins and causing damage to both the enzymes and tissues. S-acetyl L-glutathione, when taken at 100 mg twice a day. Unlike glutathione, acetylglutathione is absorbed well orally. It's not affected by peptidases in the blood, and it's absorbed intact into the cells where the acetyl group is cleaved off, producing an intact reduced glutathione. Acetylglutathione has been shown to effectively increase the intracellular levels. The most significant marker considered a gold standard is the F2 isoprostane, and this was significantly more reduced by oral S-acetylglutathione than it was with intravenous glutathione. The trial compared oral S-acetylglutathione dosed at 200 mg per day for 7 days versus an intravenous dose of 1,400 mg. This indicates that the S-acetylglutathione may be the most effective way to increase cellular glutathione and to speed up your recovery and your mercury detoxification. N-acetylcysteine acts by replenishing the glutathione pool and is a precursor of cysteine, the building block and the rate-limiting step in glutathione synthesis. N-acetylcysteine is converted to cysteine through a deacetylation reaction that's catalyzed by acylase. A typical dose of N-acetylcysteine is 500 mg taken 3 times per day. One of the best foods for raising cellular glutathione levels is asparagus. People who are suffering the effects of mercury toxicity tend to be depleted in selenium. This is because selenium is required for the production of glutathione. The recommended daily dose of selenium is 200 micrograms per day. This means a food source being 3 Brazil nuts per day would give beneficial results. As important as selenium is, you don't want to have higher than recommended 200 micrograms per day, as this may be toxic. Chlorella is a good source of protein, fats, carbohydrates, fiber, chlorophyll, vitamins and minerals. It also acts as an antioxidant and it helps to decrease cholesterol. Chlorella increases the elimination of mercury from the gastrointestinal tract, the muscles, the ligaments, the connective tissues, and bone. Chlorella and cilantro as food materials can detoxify some neurotoxins like heavy metals like mercury and toxic chemicals like phthalates, plasticizers, and insecticides. Start with 1 gram of chlorella 3 to 4 times a day. You can then increase the dose up to 3 grams 3 to 4 times per day. Cilantro, or the coriander plant. The cilantro plant contains dodecanol, which is an antimicrobial compound, and it may help to protect your body against infections and illnesses caused by tainted food. The compound is effective against salmonella, which is a microbe that can cause life-threatening food poisoning. According to various studies, heavy metal chelation using cilantro and chlorella can naturally remove, on average, 87% of lead, 91% of mercury, and 74% of aluminium from the body within 45 days. Vitamin C is known to decrease the mercury toxicity in organisms by enhancing the urinary elimination of metal to reduce the hepatic and the renal burden. The best form would be liposomal vitamin C, then non-acidic pH-buffered vitamin C, with the worst kind being cheap acidic ascorbic acid. Vitamin C may be particularly helpful during the detox phase to help to bind the toxins and remove them from the body more easily, preventing the common detoxification symptoms such as fatigue or headaches. Most people are deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D3 functions to increase intracellular glutathione, which is involved in cellular detoxification and metabolic pathways. It's activated in the kidneys and it increases glutathione levels in the brain. This allows heavy metal detoxification in the brain. You can get a 25-hydroxy vitamin D blood test and then supplement accordingly with vitamin D3 to correct any deficiency. Detoxification with zeolites and different kinds of clay, such as bentonite clay, may be helpful, but there's debate as to whether these can cross the blood-brain barrier. Herbs and spices can help your body to remove toxins and digest food properly. Some herbs to add to your diet can be milk thistle, cloves, garlic and turmeric. You can check out my other videos on hypothyroidism, chronic fatigue, on the various neurotransmitters for improving your mood, on nootropics for repairing brain damage and improving cognitive function, and on the various mental health conditions to find out more information about dealing with possible associated symptoms that may be a consequence of mercury toxicity. For more information about the herbs or supplements mentioned in this presentation, check out my website.